Alright, we're going to assemble cocking rod and the probe assembly. As you know, the probe is just free floating. It's a probe set screw, make sure it's tight. Goes in its position. You need to move this up and down to get this probe aligned with the bore, and it goes in easy. Kind of cycle it, make sure everything is smooth. All right. Now what you want to put in is the hammer weight, because if you flip it over, here's the cocking pin that grabs the hammer and cocks it back. All right, so this assembly needs to go in first, and a hammer, hammer weight, hammer spring. And don't lube this with the heavy grease. It could be a light film of the ballast stall on it. All right, and slide it in. And this is your hammer spring adjuster. The set screw here, you gotta make sure it's tight. Sometimes I get loose. And see the slot here? And it goes in like this. All right. And this screw here that you move in and out. Look like to me see your power wheel here, little hole here. You go in there and you make your adjustment. You turn it. You're actually turning this screw here. So look like if this is over tightened, it jams the screw here. So you gotta adjust the tension of this adjustment screw. Right. There's a screw. And there's a little rubber, like a Delron seat there, right? Actually, Delron to add resistance to your adjustment screw, so it doesn't loosen up when you make your adjustment. So you gotta make sure this is like snug on there, not too snug you can't turn the screw. you get the right resistance, you can turn the screw. Now let me explain how this power wheel works. You have to increase the velocity when you stick it in here to adjust the screw, right? To increase it, you need to turn it counterclockwise. To increase the speed, decrease, you turn it clockwise. All right, this screw rides on this, you could say it's a large thread, so you could compress it more, pushing the hammer spring, push the spring compression more by adjusting it to a higher number. To adjust it, you could make this longer or shorter. It would ride on this. That gives you the compression effect. All right. So there is a limitation how much you can adjust this. All right. Let's say we'll back it out because the screw is all over here still sticking out. You can't be just, all right. You can only adjust this when it's flush here. All right. Only so much you can adjust with this screw. You can't just totally back it out. Yeah, limitation. And so much you can screw it in. You just gotta find the right setting. Whatever setting you want the speed to be in. All right, let's put it back. Put the hammer back. Well, the hammer's still in there. It goes in like that. Now before you put this in, we have to put in the spring and your ball bearing. Oops. That might you lose it. So make sure you're walking so you drop something, you easily find it. Now we're gonna put lube on this hole here to keep the spring in place. Then the ball bearing in place. There's a ball bearing. Make sure your little indent slot here is lubricated also. There's another ball I finally found. And put it there. All right. We'll try to keep in this position. Just align the thread to go in, the screw to go into this hole, and compress it. It's nice to compress it first. Oops. See what happens? It flies out. It's hard to get in position while taking this video, but make sure the ball bearing is back in place. Like I dropped it. All right, like that. The screw in. Oops. It's kind of hard to do this with his video cameras on my head. Hold on. Usually I put in this position and press down. Since I do it in the sideways, it's kind of hard. But we can do it. Maybe this way. There's an extra bearing for something else, but all right. If this screw loosens up on you, you could Loctite it with a blue or pink, but very lightly. Just hand tight. And make sure you had the indent feeling. All right. And you make adjustments. Try to keep this. Get this at 6 o'clock. The adjustment on there. Let's see if we can line up. And you can feel the Delrin. You can push it in and out. You can feel the spring tension movement, and you can turn it clockwise or clockwise, counterclockwise. All right. Let me see if we can do this. It is another position. Haven't tried it, but let's try. You can see it just falls through. To adjust this properly, this adjuster has to be at 6 o'clock. So this Allen could line up with the set screw, the adjustment screw. See? You can't, this is the only place you can adjust it in the 6 o'clock. Can't be like this or the other way. All right, it has to be straight down and make adjustment. All right.